Good morning, Bobcats. Thank you for tuning in for another week of physical education. I'm your PE teacher, Coach Madrid, and this week we are going to be learning or practicing how to play volleyball, okay? So the first thing that we're going to learn about volleyball is how to bump, okay? So bumping is when you're bouncing the ball on your arms and your hands. So the goal is to keep the ball steady and to not be moving around the room, okay? So you want to be able to stay about in one place and not have to move around the room. Notice how I kind of lost control? Now a lot of you are probably going to be juggling around like this, okay? And it's okay. So I'm going to show you guys how to control the ball so you don't have to keep running back and forth or across the entire room trying to keep the ball in the air, okay? So, a couple things that you can use. You can use a blow-up beach ball as your volleyball. You can use a balloon as your volleyball, or you can use an actual volleyball. Now, using an actual volleyball is a lot more challenging, okay? So I suggest for beginners that you either use a beach ball or you use a balloon, okay? So, first thing that we need to focus on for bumping is our hand placements, okay? So, what we want to do now, we don't want to lock our fingers. That's what you don't want to do. What you want to do is, you want to make like a fist, and then have your hand out flat, and then put it together. Now, by doing this, you're creating a flatter surface, okay? So you want to make a flat surface with your thumbs, and a flat surface with your arms, by rotating your wrist out, okay? So that's the first thing that we're focusing on, is putting your fist and your hand together, and then keeping those arms locked out straight, okay? You don't want it like this, but locked out straight, okay? Now, I'm gonna use the beach volleyball. Now we're focusing on just putting our hands together properly and then keeping our arms straight. That's what we're focusing on. So by doing this, you're able to control the ball a lot better, okay? Now this is what's gonna happen if you pull your hands in. That can happen. If you try to hit the ball by just, it can hit the ceiling. So you want to control it by just lightly tapping it with your arms out straight. You really don't need to swing your arms to make the ball go up. You just need to tap it like this, like little taps. You do this, the ball's gonna go straight up and it's gonna hit the ceiling, okay? So for safety concerns, probably play this outside. Not the safest to play inside, okay? Unless you have permission from your parents. Okay, another thing that we can focus on is called tipping, okay? So tipping is when you use the tips of your fingers. And this is what it's supposed to look like. So underneath the ball, you should be making like a tiki. Notice how my hand is not flat and touching the ball, okay? You need the ball to rest on the tip of your fingers in order for you to keep control of it, okay? Because your fingertips have better sensation, so you're able to tap it and then keep better control of it. But we're not doing with one hand. That's way too challenging. We're going to be using two hands to tip it and set it up, okay? So you want to make sure you're directly underneath the ball and then just using the tips of your fingers. This is what we're going to start doing. We're just going to tip it up and catch it, okay? That's your first goal. Just tip it up and catch it. Tip it up and catch it. Don't slap it, because if you slap it, it's going to go someplace else, okay? So you want to be right underneath it and tipping it up. Okay, so I'm going to use the volleyball. Notice with the volleyball, a lot more challenging to keep it up in the air. With the volleyball, you're going to need to use your wrist a lot more, okay? Because it's a little heavier. And you're gonna need to use more strength to keep the ball up, okay? All right, so that's gonna be our goal. Our goal is to see how many times we can tip it in a row, but if you can't do this, your goal is just to practice tipping and catching. Tip it and catch it, all right? Same thing for bumping, all right? If you can get the hang of it, try to see how many times you can bump it in a row, all right? And then, if you can't do that, it's perfectly okay. Just practice bouncing it and catching, okay? We're gonna give yourself a bump, catch it. another way you can do it. It's a lot more fun. Let me show you guys. Okay. You can also practice bumping it with a partner, but if you don't have a partner, you can practice against the wall. So this is what you can do to practice your bumping. Just bumping it up against the wall, nice and controlled, and just try to keep it up. See how many you can get in a row. Same thing for tipping. You can tip it up against the wall, and just keep it going. If you don't have a partner, you can do it against the wall, and see how many you can get in a row. All right, that's all I got for you guys today. I hope you guys have a fun and safe week, and be kind to someone this week.